guys, welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. So it is Monday. I'm starting this vlog on a Monday, which is good because I wasn't going to up until around 5 minutes ago. On Saturday, I think from midnight on Friday night, so Saturday morning, through till midnight Saturday night, Sunday morning, Britt from Basically Britt is doing another round of the Basically Britt Readathon, which is a 24-hour readathon. And the funny thing about this is that every time she hosts one of these, it always happens to fall at a time when I have social plans. I think the first time she hosted it, Cody was at mine for the weekend. Then the second time she hosted it, Ryan wanted to meet up in Leeds, and so she announced that she was doing this, and I was like, please do not host it on the one time in the month that I have social plans, because I'm not a social person. You guys probably noticed that the majority of my reading vlogs, I don't really go anywhere, and if I do go anywhere, it is usually with Curtis and not with friends. She asked me what dates I was free, and I said, as of yet, I don't have any plans for November, so we should be good. But lo and behold, I did ask Gav at the end of October whether he had any weekends free this month, and he said that he had this coming weekend free. That made me unable to participate in the 24-hour readathon. However, Gav's schedule changed, so he is just coming on Sunday now, which means that on Saturday I should be able to participate in the 24-hour readathon. I don't have many plans this week. I'm getting my nails done tomorrow, the first time in years that I've got my nails done. I booked this over a month ago because on a whim I wanted my nails done. It was before I moved actually, and I've lived here exactly a month today. So I tried to book in over a month ago, but the lady that is doing my nails is freelance and she is extremely talented, and because of that she has a pretty long wait list. So I managed to get in for tomorrow. So I have a nail appointment at 4. That is my only plans for the week. Curtis's mum is coming to visit, I think on Saturday. She's not well at the moment, but if she's better, she's coming to visit on Saturday, so she'll be here, but that shouldn't affect me too much. So I plan to do the 24-hour readathon, and then I'll have Gav here. So let's start with my currently reading. Also, can you see I have a spot here that is enormous, and it's just under the skin, and it's giving me like a really big lump on my cheekbone, which is another reason why I didn't want to start the vlog today, but here I am. So currently reading, not going to talk about this book very much, but I'm still reading A Dance with Dragons Part 1 by George R.R. Martin. Now this is the 5th book in the A Song of Ice and Fire series. I'm hosting a read-along for this. If you are participating in the read-along, I think that the live show is going to be on the 8th of December. A little bit later than we had planned, but some of the hosts have other obligations at the end of the month. So we're looking at the 8th of December for the live show for this, 8 PM GMT time as usual, I assume. We've done everyone at the same time, so I am just assuming. But if there are any changes, then I will let you know. I am just waiting for a couple of the hosts to get back to me and let me know whether the 8th of December is doable, but providing it is, that will be the date for the live show of this. I'm not going to tell you about it because I've been reading it. I think this is the 4th weekly vlog this has been featured in, and it is just the first half of the book. I have another book that's slightly smaller than this to read before the live show. I am on page 504 of this. I'm hoping to have this finished by Wednesday. I want to finish this on Wednesday, and then I will tell you my feelings on it. I have some feelings on it. I will save most of them for the live show because they are spoilery, but I am really enjoying this, and despite the length of time it's taking me to read it, it may be my favourite book in the series so far. So I am reading another book, and I'm actually going to go get in bed very soon and carry on reading this other book, but it is on Scribd, and that is Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne Jones. This is on my Bookopoly TBR. For Bookopoly, it was a community chest card, and the community chest card was Scribd recommends. Because this came up in Bookopoly as like a randomly selected prompt, it is also on my Believathon TBR because this is a children's book, and for Believathon I'm using it as a book that contains magic, although I have pretty much every book on my TBR does fit that prompt, so yeah. So Castle in the Air is the sequel to Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones, which I gave 5 stars. I absolutely love that book. I love Howl. So the sequel sadly does not follow Howl and Sophie, and is set in a completely different part of the world, but I am, oh gosh, I don't know how many pages I am into it. So I'm on page 43 of 265. So I've made a little bit of progress considering I only started it last night when I went to bed. I read 1 chapter and I've read a little bit today. Oh my god, my allergies. So I'm just going to get continually more congested as this vlog update goes on. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no. I really don't have time for this. So Castle in the Air, as I said, does not does not follow Hal and Sophie, and it takes place in a different part of the world. My nose is so fucking itchy. I'm allergic to dust, guys, and people always laugh at me when I tell them that, but I am literally allergic to dust, and I have been since I was a kid. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Oh fuck, I need a tissue. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm looking decidedly more puffy than I did a second ago, but I will try to continue. Castle in the Air follows a young man called Abdullah, who is a carpet merchant in the country of Zanzibar. Now I think my geography is absolutely awful, so please forgive me if I'm wrong with this. Oh my god, my eyes itchy now, great. This definitely draws very heavily on southeastern culture, maybe Indian. I haven't heard anyone mention a sultan, but it's definitely giving me Aladdin vibes, because our main character Abdullah is a carpet merchant. His father was a carpet merchant, and I don't think he got on with his dad very much, but he has now inherited the family business. And he doesn't really love his life, a little bit like Sophie in Howl's Moving Castle. And he has this daydream where he is actually the son of a long lost prince, and he was taken away from his kingdom and adopted by the guy who's actually his real father. He dreams that one day he will meet a princess and kind of marry her and live happily ever after. So one day, while he's working at his carpet booth, carpet stall, a man comes and tries to sell him a carpet, and it's this awful tatty threadbare rug. This man wants 500 gold coins for it, and Abdullah says that it's nowhere near worth that much, but the merchant tells him that it's a magic carpet. So Abdullah is obviously quite dubious about this, because people can say that a carpet is magic. So he asks the guy who's trying to sell the carpet to prove it. So they do some things. Abdullah is convinced, but he's a little bit paranoid that his new carpet is going to fly away, that the guy that sold it to him is trying to trick him, and as soon as he's paid all this money, that the carpet will just fly back. So that night he decides to sleep on the carpet so that it can't leave without him noticing, and he wakes up in the middle of the night in this exotic garden where he meets a princess called Flowers in the Night, and she has never seen a man before. She doesn't think he's a man because the only man that she's ever seen is her father. I'm assuming that there's going to be some kind of romance between those two. Now I really love Diana Wynne Jones' writing style. I love the way that she tells stories, and I just think that they are beautifully written and very whimsical, and I don't know how to describe the way that she writes stories, but I do really love her writing. I know that somebody put in my comments when I said that this was on either my Bookopoly or Believer on TBR that they don't like the portrayal of women in this book and they DNF'd it. I kind of see that with the way that Flowers in the Night is this princess that has never left the palace that she lives in aside from to go into her garden. She's going to be sold off essentially to a wealthy prince from a different country as a bride. However, she does challenge these things when Abdullah says to her that her father would never allow her to marry him because he's not wealthy, he's just a carpet merchant, and she replies with something like, well, I'm not asking you to marry my father, like, I want to marry you, and if I want to, then I will. So it is challenged a little bit, the sexist kind of connotations in here, but I do also think that there may be quite a bit of cultural appropriation in here. I am in no way an expert on things like cultural appropriation, and I obviously can't speak for the culture that is being represented in this book. It just it seems a little bit weird. I'm pretty sure, I'll see if I can get a date, but I think that this book was actually published in 2012, so it's not as old as I thought it was. I feel like I always have that feeling with Diana Wynne Jones. Her books are not as old as I think they are to start off with. Just do a Google search. 1990, there we go. It must be that edition that was released in 2012. So it is 1990, so you know, that thing happened a lot. I'm not gonna be too harsh in those regards. Just if that is something that does bother you, then maybe look into it or be a little bit aware about it. But I'm absolutely loving this so far, and I'm reading it really quickly. I think I'm just about to start chapter 4, so I'm only 3 chapters in, 40 pages, and I'm going to go to bed and read for maybe about an hour. I want an early night tonight because I've just started editing last week's vlog. I've edited 10 minutes. My footage stands at an hour in 10 minutes, and I know I have 2 quite long clips coming up that I need to edit. I'm trying to keep my sleeping pattern. Last week, aside from the night when I stayed up all night talking to Gavin and Cody, I managed to go to bed before midnight every single night, and I want to stay at that, and I also want to make time to read. Every night I'm going to bed wishing I'd read more, not because I feel a sense of obligation to my TBR or that I should be reading more or that I have to read more, although I do have quite a few like book club books to get through this month, just because I want to read. I want to read. My sofa is still there, looking cozy as hell, especially now I've added the Illumicrate blanket, and I'm still not sitting on it. So I'm gonna go now. I was gonna do some planning. I'll try to do planning tomorrow, but I'm gonna go, I'm gonna get in bed. I'm going to read some Castle in the Air, and then tomorrow night I will go get my nails done. I'll show you my nails, and then I'll have to finish editing this vlog so I have an hour of footage to edit. But that is the problem for tomorrow. I'm going to go and relax a bit. I'm quite sleepy, and I'll check in with you guys a little bit later in the week. Hey guys, so I've literally just sat on my reading sofa to give you guys an update, and honestly I wish that I could just sit here, but I've been editing. I went and got my nails done. Hey nails, hey, pretty. Can I give you a close-up like this? There we go. There's my nails. Sorry about the zoom in on my face. So I went to get my nails done. My nail tech is a fucking gem. She is a new one that I have just gone to for the first time today, and she was great. Honestly, I literally just said I want wintry but not Christmassy yet, and she asked if there was anything that she had laid out that I liked. It was this one that I had picked out, the Christmas sweater one. We then went on Google and found some like wintry stuff and picked a colour. She was just so good, and I absolutely love them. Also, my watch, my Yode watch, the giveaway is still running for this. It's linked in my description box if you would like to win a $100 gift voucher to spend at Yode. They make very nice wooden watches. Then I am working in collaboration with them to bring you said giveaway, and like I said, the link is in my description box. But anyway, I got my nails done and I came home. I couldn't be arsed cooking, so I got an Indian. I haven't told you guys as well. Oh, what is wrong with me? I have become addicted to Carnival Row. Now, Carnival Row is just so fucking good. It's an Amazon show. It's an Amazon exclusive, and did I tell you guys that I've had Amazon Prime all this time and I didn't even know? So if you have Amazon Prime for the postage, which I do, you have access to Amazon Prime TV, which I didn't know, and for the longest time I didn't know that I had access to all these TV shows. So I found out maybe like a month ago, and I was watching YouTube one day and one of the ads was for this show Carnival Row, and I started watching it on Sunday, I think. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I think it was Sunday. I'm on episode 5, it could have been Saturday, and it's a mini series. I think there's 7 or 8 episodes out so far of, and that's the entirety of season 1. I saw the trailer and it looked so damn good, so I started it on Saturday. The episodes are an hour long, but I'm making sure to make time for 1 episode a day because I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So the plot of that, let's talk about it like it's a book. It follows Orlando Bloom and Cara Delevingne in this world where there is a divide between the fae, so there's fae in it, and there's a romance. You see why I like it, guys? Do you see why I like it? So Cara Delevingne is a fae and Orlando Bloom is human, and there's a divide between these two worlds, and there's some sort of organization. I'm 5 episodes out of 8 into it and I still don't know what the whole deal of the organization is, but there's an organization called the Pact who have started a war, and the show starts out in the place where Cara Delevingne is from, which is called Unun, but is also essentially Ireland, and Berg is like England. There's a war in Unun, and the Pact are terrorizing the Fae, or they want something from the country. So the Bergish, who are the English, have gone to war with the Pact, and the war is taking place in Unun. Orlando Bloom is a soldier, and they take hold of this monastery type area where Cara Delevingne works. They fall in love, and this is forbidden because she's a Fae and he's a human. And this all kind of happened in the past, but in modern day, Cara Delevingne believes that Orlando Bloom is dead, and the war has got so bad the Bergish soldiers pulled out ages ago of the country Unun, and Cara Delevingne is now running refugee runs to get the Fae into England to save their lives, essentially. Things have got really bad there, so she ends up in with the refugee crew to go to Berg herself, and when she gets there she finds out that Orlando Bloom didn't die. Orlando Bloom is very much alive, and yeah, so it's a fantasy romance. it's fantasy, well, it's a fantasy noir show because Orlando Bloom in the present day is an inspector who is trying to figure out who is killing Faye, because there's like this serial killer on the loose in a country where people don't want the Fae there, like the Burgish don't want the Fae there, but the Fae have all had to evacuate because the Pact completely just terrorizing the lands that they're from. All of the Fae live in this district called Carnival Row. So good. So much fantasy, so much romance, 1 hour long episodes, great production value. Did I mention that there's romance? It's fantasy noir, so you have like the crime aspect, which ain't my favorite thing generally, but Orlando Bloom, mwah, beautiful man. So I'm completely obsessed with that. I've been talking about that for way too long, but you guys should watch it if you have Amazon Prime, or like get a 30-day trial or something and just binge it because it's so good. But yeah, what did I have to tell you? Reading update. First, not too exciting reading update. Ooh, you can't see that at all. This is Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne Jones. I am on page 69 of this. Just thought I'd let you know where I'm up to. Nothing to update you on with that. And the exciting thing though, is that I am on page, let me find out what page I'm on actually. I'm on page 575 of 624 of A Dance with Dragons, part 1, Dreams and Dust. So I'm going to finish this tomorrow, if not tonight, but definitely tomorrow, possibly tonight, so that this is nearly over. So thankful, because then I can speed through a few more things, a few faster paced books. I don't know what I'm going to read yet, because I do need to read the second part of that, so I pretty much want to go straight into part 2. But I am going to take a little bit of a break because on Thursday it is the Disney day for the Believeathon, so I'm going to be reading Mary Poppins for that, I think. So I think when I finish that, I will finish Castle in the Air, read Mary Poppins, and then we have Brit's 24-hour readathon on Saturday, so I may pick up something else for that, and then I will go back in with A Dance with Dragons part 2, maybe Monday. We'll see how we go, but I'm excited to be done with part 1, or nearly done, I guess. I have a lot of stuff to do. And I don't have time to do it. I mean, my nail appointment took 2 hours of time that I don't really have. So my vlog is not going up tomorrow, as you guys will know by the time you see this vlog, because vlogs go up in chronological order. I'm gonna put it up on Thursday instead. I have an unboxing filmed for the Dark Dawn Illumicrate, which I may put up soon, but regardless, the only videos that are going to be going up this week are my vlog and maybe that Illumicrate, and then maybe this week's vlog on Sunday if I split it into 2 parts. We'll see what I do about that. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff to do and I can't be spending time filming and editing right now. And I do have a video that I need to get up next week because it's overdue and I have a lot of content for it. So I'm going to not post as much this week and then focus on getting some of that stuff done because yeah, I have stuff to do and I'm feeling overwhelmed, and it's kind of the stuff that I have to do. I've just been editing last week's vlog and it's still the stuff I had to do last week. I have boxes I need to sort out and I'm just not doing it. So I think tomorrow, I've got to make candles as well, for God's sake. Tomorrow I will finish editing that vlog, fingers crossed, do some work in the house, and Thursday, Friday I will dedicate to doing stuff in the house. This update's ran on kind of long considering when I started the camera I didn't really have anything to tell you. So I'm gonna go now, I'm gonna get in bed, do some reading because it is 10:15 and I'm trying to, like I said yesterday, get some earlier nights. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow because I will definitely have finished Dance with Dragons by then. Hey guys, so it is going on for 11 p.m. but I'm here to give you a reading update because I finished a book. And it's not just a book, it's the book. We finished the book. So today I finished A Dance with Dragons Part 1, Dreams and Dust by George R.R. Martin. I think this is the 4th weekly reading vlog that this book has been featured in. It has taken me a long ass time to read this book, but I finally finished it and I really enjoyed it and I gave it 5 stars. Sorry, I'm trying to keep toasty, but sitting on a chair with this blanket is not like the best thing because think I don't want to sit on it because it pulls it off my shoulders, but then it's like all bunched up around my back. I think when you're watching this, the giveaway to win one of these hooded blankets is still active. If so, I will pop that link in my description box. As you guys know, because I keep saying, this is the 5th and final published installment in the A Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin, which is the series of books that the TV show Game of Thrones is based on. It's an epic adult high fantasy series that's multi-perspective. It has a very complex world. It has a big cast of characters, but the main gist of the plot is that we are following various high houses in the country of Westeros who are vying for power and control of the country. We do have aspects of magic in here, especially in this book, and the magic is things like White Walkers, dragons, we have like fire gods and fire priestesses and tree gods and wargs as well. So there's like quite a range of magic in here as well. It's just not as prominent for a lot of the series as the political fantasy side of things is. Give this book 5 stars. Favorite in the series so far. This is just the first half. I don't know where it is, I think it's over the other side of my TBR cart, but I do have the second half on my TBR for this month as well, which I will be starting maybe this week, but if not then definitely next week to make sure that I have it done in time for the live show. So the things that I particularly liked about this, first off, it's running simultaneously with the last book in the series, Feast for Crows. It's interesting how those books are split off because A Feast for Crows contains a lot of the political fantasy side of things and A Dance with Dragons has pretty much all of the magic. Now I think where we're coming up to the end of this, I did this when I read Storm of Swords as well. I said I really enjoyed this but the ending was weird, and then I remembered it's because it's the first half of a book, it's not the entire thing. But I think when I got to the end of this, I was just around the point where the timelines of A Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons merge and it's moving on in time now. It's no longer running simultaneously. I loved that this focused on the magic, and the more you get into this series, the more the magic aspect does come through. So we start off mainly political, and as things are going on and characters are learning things about themselves, you get a lot more of the magic aspects. So the main perspectives we follow in here are Daenerys, Bran, Theon, Jon, and Tyrion. I think those are the main perspectives. We got a little bit of Sand Snakes at the end when the plots are starting to converge with the last 2 books, but I love how in this book and a little bit in A Feast for Crows as well, the books are starting to diverge a lot from the TV show. There is a big reveal I had no idea about in here about a character that they have omitted from the TV show, and it's interesting because there's lots of like mottos and recurring phrases in Game of Thrones. For example, one would be winter is coming, or a Lannister always pays his debts, and there is one particular saying throughout this series regarding dragons and the Targaryen family. They say it in the show a lot, like the phrase is a big part of the show, but there's a big reveal in this book that directly relates to that saying and they just cut it out. I think what they did is they converged 2 characters because the name of this character is similar to the name of another character. Like one of the characters kind of has a revelation about who they actually are, and I think they've merged those 2 character plot lines together. So I'm excited to see how things like that develop and the differences between the show and the book, and I think that is why I have really enjoyed A Feast of Crows and A Dance with Dragons, because when I first started going into this series, what I really liked about it is that we got a lot of the legend and the lore surrounding the world. Obviously the TV show is condensed, but you get a lot of the clues and the hints and like the plot points in here that are missing from the show, which do still directly influence the show even though they are not necessarily told on screen. We have a lot of content here that just couldn't be in the show because these books are so long and it would mean introducing like so many more characters, etc. And I'm just loving learning about those because it's almost kind of like watching a behind the scenes but if Game of Thrones was real. So this is just all the extra information. I'm going forward when Winds of Winter is finally released, I'm really interested to see how things diverge and how things turn out, especially with like whole characters being missing from the show and also plot lines converging. So I absolutely love this. This wasn't on my Bookopoly TBR or anything because I started reading it last month and I'm just reading it because I have a live show to do and I couldn't get it on my Bookopoly TBR. So I haven't read any more of Castle in the Sky today, although I have started a new book today. And the reason I did that is because I made a terrible, not a decision. I got my days mixed up essentially, and I told you guys earlier in this vlog that the Disney day for Believeathon was Thursday. The Disney day for Believeathon is today, and I only found out halfway through the day. So instead of carrying on with Castle in the Sky Day today, I decided to pick up the book that I intended to read for Disney Day. Now I have only just finished editing my vlog, it's exporting, and guys, my laptop is on its knees trying to do my thumbnail and the bit, you know, where you go into like your files and it's this PC and it says like the drive, like the memory drive that's in your computer, and then you also have anything else that's plugged in. So if you have any USBs or your phone or anything, that comes up on that screen and you can access all of the files. I ain't got any of that because now that I started rendering my video, it won't load them. So when I make thumbnails, I export the pictures to my phone so that I can edit them better, because the screen on this laptop is not the best, it's kind of washed out. So I edit the photos on my phone, import them back into my laptop, and edit the actual thumbnail with all the text and stuff on Photoshop. So I realized that I didn't take a lot of photos for last week's vlog, so I was gonna just use one, and then I decided to like piece some stuff together because I found some stuff I could use, but I can't get them onto my phone, and I can't get the ones off my phone onto the computer because it won't show me that screen, and I desperately fucking need a new computer. But I need a Mac. I need a Mac because this is the second laptop I've burnt through on YouTube. This is my boyfriend's old laptop. I had my original laptop that was mine when I started my channel, which did not have the power at all for any of this stuff. So that one died pretty quickly, and my boyfriend got a gaming laptop, so he gave me his old one, and it's 4 years old now, and it's just not got any, like, it's nearly out of memory, even though I have a network disk and I export files all the time. And the processing power is just terrible. Like, I can't live like this anymore. It's taking me so long to get content out for you guys. I may just have to bite the bullet and pay a hell of a lot of money for a Mac, because I am not buying a subpar computer again and having it burn out in a couple of years. Macs are more expensive, but it's much more cost effective for me to buy a computer that's actually fit for purpose and pretty damn good at doing the things that I need it to do, and it will last me a lot longer. So it just sucks because I've just bought my house, so I'm low on money, and Christmas is coming and I want to go to BookCon next year. It's not a great time, but anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to watch a couple of movies tonight, but I haven't had time because I've been editing this vlog for like 4 days. So I just stuck with reading the book that I wanted to read today, and I think I may finish it tonight. I'm going to go to bed. I think I'm just going to give up on editing that thumbnail and do it tomorrow when I get home from work, so the vlog will be like a couple of hours late going up while I get home from work and just edit that together. But I did start a book and I don't have very much to go. I'm on page 116 of 170 of Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers, and guys, I love this book. So Mary Poppins, as we all know from the Disney movie, follows two children, Michael and Jane, who are not very well-behaved children. They've ran off a whole ton of nannies. Oh, it's raining. And so their parents advertise for a new nanny when Mary Poppins blows in on an easterly wind, and she flies with her umbrella. She has a bottomless carpet bag, and while the children aren't so fond of her to start off with, they very quickly come to love her and never want her to leave. However, Mary Poppins only hangs around when you need her, and as soon as you don't need her, she's off to go help other children. So this is on my Readathon TBR. It is down for the prompt to read a book set in the past, but it would also double up for at least a children's classic and also to read a book with an animal character. I knew going into this because I've seen Saving Mr. Banks as well as Mary Poppins, but I haven't seen the new Mary Poppins. I wanted to watch that tonight. But I knew from seeing Saving Mr. Banks and also knowing about how Disney kind of embellished the stories that they adapt, I knew that this was not going to be like the Disney movie. But why can't I hear the rain so loud? However, I think that Julie Andrews as Mary Poppins was absolutely amazing casting. So the first thing that kind of surprised me about this going into it was that this is more like a collection of short stories than it is a narrative. So we start off with the story of Mary kind of blowing in on the wind, and then a lot of the really iconic scenes from the movie are in here, but each kind of scene is just a short story. So the part where they go to visit Mary's uncle and he's like floating in the air is one, and and when Mary goes to visit Bert and they jump in the painting is a short story. And then we also have other stories in here that were not in the film that are completely new to me. As I said, the way that they portrayed Mary Poppins in the movie is absolutely spot on to how she's portrayed in the book. It's funny because she's really vain. Like, when it's describing her, like, they'll go shopping and she'll just stare at herself in the reflections of shop windows because she's like super vain, which I think is a very interesting quality. I love how it's written as well, kind of a bit like Diana Wynne Jones, and it has this whimsical nature to it. I never know how to describe like different writing styles, especially when it's just a kind of difference in style. But I also think that, if I remember correctly, it's been years since I read this book, but I think that Winnie the Pooh is also told in a similar style to this. And yeah, it's kind of like you're being told a tale, if that makes sense. So for example, the first line of the book is, if you want to find Cherry Tree Lane, all you have to do is ask the policeman at the crossroads. He will push his helmet slightly to one side, scratch his head thoughtfully, and then he will point his huge white gloved finger and say, first to your right, second to your left, sharp right again, and you're there. Good morning. I love it. I love this, and because it's short stories, I'm surprised that I love it, but I really love it, and I'm really excited to finish this. And honestly, it's a super quick read, and I kind of want to binge the whole series. Mary Poppins has a very special place in my heart. Mary Poppins the movie, and watching the movie, and Mary Poppins as a character ties really closely to my mum in my mind. I'm just loving this book. I'm so glad that I picked it up for this readathon, so thank you so much, Gavin, for hosting Believeathon so that I could read this, because I'm having honestly the best time. So that's all I got for you right now. I'm gonna go finish that. So I will definitely have it finished tomorrow if I don't finish it tonight, but I am going to go to bed. So even if I do finish it tonight, I won't be checking in with you tonight, because yeah, I'm gonna go take my makeup off and get some sleep and try to be less frustrated with my laptop. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'll have a good Christmas money-wise with candles, because I have had, I think, 2 Christmases with a candle business, but I've been busier in general. Like, my business is picking up a lot more, which I really have you guys to thank for that. Thank you so much for all of your support. Sorry if you can hear the rain. I'm pretty much hoping that I have a pretty good Christmas candle wise, and I can use the extra funds I get from orders. It's raining really loudly. I'm hoping I can use the extra funds I get from orders over the Christmas period to fund a Mac, because I really need to upgrade my equipment, and I really need to upgrade it now. Hey guys, so it is Thursday. I haven't finished Mary Poppins yet. I'll just give you a little quick reading update. I have less than 30 pages left. I have 28 pages left of this, but as soon as I'm done with this update, I am going to go and get in the bath. I'm going to finish the last 28 pages of this, and then I'm going to carry on with Castle in the Sky while I'm in the bath. Once again, it is like 10 p.m. and I've been doing some stuff around the house. I'm trying to spend today, well, I have spent this evening and tomorrow evening sorting house stuff out, so I kind of want to give you an overview of how much I've done. Maybe tomorrow night, but I might be very tired and dusty tomorrow night, so maybe over the weekend, but that is coming. We're getting our shit together over here, finally. I did also finally get my vlog up today. My computer has been giving me a lot of trouble, but I did manage to get that up. It's only like, what, 1-2 days late. I'm hoping that over the next week I'll get into more of a pattern of editing. Don't know what to do about my computer because it is on its fucking knees, and we're coming up to the time of year where I post a lot of content because all the end of year stuff is coming up. And then in January, traditionally kind of between like the week that kind of goes through New Year, so right at the end of December through into January, I typically post a video every day for a week, near enough. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about that now, and I've done that the last 2 years in a row, and I don't know what to do. But anyway, the reason I'm here is that it is a very important day for BookTube today, because the wonderful Piera from Piera Ford has just released the trailer for the Nevernight adaptation. Now, if you are unaware, I don't think there are many people who are unaware at this point, but Nevernight by J. Kristoff, which is one of my favorite series ever, is being adapted by the booktuber Piera Ford, and I absolutely fucking love Piera, and I have for a very long time. It's like her favorite book ever, so I have absolute faith that this is going to be fucking amazing. but it dropped quite a few hours ago now, and I wanted to do a reaction to it so that I could share my reaction with you guys. I have absolute faith that Piara has absolutely nailed this, and we're gonna watch the trailer together. So first off, apologies because the audio is going to be recorded through my microphone, so I'll try and turn it up a bit, but I don't want it too loud. I've installed a screen recording app so that I can put the video up on the screen, probably here, but I can't get it to record any sound apart from through the mic, and the last thing anybody wants to hear is my deep breathing. I'm excited. I'm also a little bit nervous. Okay, it's 50 seconds. Okay, let's just turn it down a little bit. I'll try and hold it here so that you guys can hear too.
It's the shadow right for you and me. Will be a rumor or whisper. The thought that makes the bastards in this world sweat in the Nevernight. Fear.
Oh fuck. Oh, why am I crying? Oh my god. Oh fuck. So much. Oh. She did a fucking great job on that. Oh my god. I don't even know why I'm crying. There is funding from Google going into this. That being said, it is like a professional production thing, but I just can't imagine people, like not trained professionals in the industry who've been in the industry for years, turning out that kind of content. And I'm just I love it so much. Oh my god. The episodes seem to be going out on the 2nd, 4th and 6th of December. I might do 4 reaction videos for them. It's not something I've done before. I've never done reaction videos before, but I didn't expect to have such a reaction to it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so you can say that I like it. I think she's done an excellent job, and honestly, I'm just so happy for her. And when I went to see Jay Kristoff in September, I was talking to him and I was asking like what he thought about what he'd seen so far and what he knew was going on, and he was thrilled with it. And I'm just so happy for Piara because I've been watching her channel for such a long time and I can relate to her a lot sometimes, and she just wants this so bad, and I'm so happy that this is happening for her and for it to be one of my favorite books as well, and for one of my favorite booktubers to be doing it. I love it. So that was my reaction to the Nevernight trailer. I'll link the trailer down below if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, even though I kind of just ruined it for you. But yeah, I absolutely love it, and I can't wait. I can't wait. So I'm gonna go try and calm down. I'm gonna go get a bath, and I will check in with you guys when I have finished Mary Poppins. Hey guys, it is technically Saturday morning, but it is Friday night. As you can see, I'm sat on the floor of the reading room, no clutter apart from in that corner over there. That's where I've like stashed all the boxes I've still got left to unbox and stuff. Am I in focus or is it just my eyesight? It's impossible to tell. So I've spent the evening cleaning the living room. The living room's done. The reading room is done. I have rooms to work in now. The upstairs is still a mess, still need to do the bedroom, but everything else is looking good. So, reading update. What was I? Oh, Wait, I did have a point, didn't I? What was my point? Oh, I was supposed to be editing this vlog as like a Monday to Friday thing tonight because laptop struggles and the amount of time it takes me to export stuff right now. But I spent my time clearing and cleaning, which, to be fair, probably a better use of my time because I need to get this stuff done so that I can focus more on reading and content creation. But my gist, my point, which I never get to, is that I don't have time to edit this now. So I'm going to put the 24-hour readathon, which has started right now, into this vlog as well, and we'll just do like a normal weekly vlog, and I'll just skip an upload this week because, I mean, there's nothing I can really do. So, reading update, couple of things to tell you. The first one is that I finished Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers last night in the bath. I gave this 5 stars. If I gave half-star ratings, it would probably be a 4.5. I really enjoyed this. This hit me in the feels, it hit me in nostalgia. Had a great time with Mary. I think the characterization of Mary in the film is so good when compared to the characterization of Mary in the books. As I talked about the other day, there are some differences. One that I didn't mention is that there are actually 4 children in the books. You have Jane and Michael, who are the elder 2, who are in the movie, but there are also twin babies as well. The reason that I wouldn't give this a full 5 stars is because while I really enjoyed this and I love the whimsical nature and I love the writing style and I thought it was just really good, I definitely enjoyed the short stories, we'll call them short stories. I definitely enjoyed the short stories that were adapted into the film more than I enjoyed the ones that I wasn't familiar with, and that is definitely because of the sense of nostalgia that accompanied them. But I still really enjoyed this and I will continue to read the rest of the books in this series. This was not on my Book or Please TBR, but for the Believeathon it was to read a book set in the past, and it would also double up for a book with an animal character, a children's classic, and I think that's, oh, and a book with magic. So that's that one. Another book down. I'm still currently reading Castle in the Air, and oh, my phone's here. I'm on page 124 of 265 of Castle in the Air, so I'm halfway through that. Plans for Britt's Readathon, I think I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is hosted by Britt, who is an absolutely wonderful human. I love Britt so much, and it's a 24-hour readathon starting at midnight, so an hour ago, and I have actually been reading some of Castle in the Air, so I am technically participating, which is great. She has one challenge for the readathon, for every round of the readathon so far, and it is to read a book that's been on your TBR for ages. Now this also coincides with Gav's Magic of Christmas weekend for Believeathon. I'm combining the 2 prompts and I'm going to be reading a book. I'm going to finish Castle in the Air first, or try to finish Castle in the Air. I'm going to combine the 2 prompts after that, and I'm going to be starting Northern Lights by Philip Pullman, which is the first book in his Dark Materials. It's a children's book, which is why I'm using it for Believeathon. I have this in for the prompt to read a seasonal book, but it would double up on more than one challenge. And I don't know much of what this is about, aside from that it follows a girl called Lyra, and she has a demon or daemon like companion, and it's a snowy setting, and I think that's all I really know about this one. But I am excited to read it. You guys have said it's really good. It's a chunky one. I don't think I've got any small books on my TBR this month apart from Mary Poppins. It's literally insane. So there's 397 pages in this. Is it illustrated at all? Nah. So I want to read this when I finish Castle in the Air. I have around 130 pages left of Castle in the Air, and then we'll crack on with this. Another reason I didn't really want to make a separate vlog for the 24-hour readathon is that I don't know how it's going to go. I'm updating you now and telling you what I'm going to be reading, even though I'm going to go to bed pretty much as soon as I finish this update. I will read a bit. I'm not staying up into the night for the readathon because we're having a visitor in the morning who will arrive at 10:30, which means that I will feel quite awkward vlogging in that time period. I'm going to try and get up at around 9, so I may have time to give you an update then. But then the visitor, I don't know when they're gonna leave, so I don't know if I'd have done a dedicated vlog to this. I don't know how much footage I would have if there's somebody in my house that I don't want to vlog around. So that's that. I have one thing to show you as well, which is an unboxing of this tiny book. Now, before I came here to do this, I watched the last episode of Carnival Row, and I just love that show so much, as I said earlier in the week. The thing that I love about that, which I'm sure I've already told you, is that it's fantasy romance, and there is a big fantasy plot line and there's a big romance plot line. Now, you guys know that I'm trash. It ain't a secret. I love Sarah J Maas, because the thing about Sarah J Maas is that she writes in what I think may be my favourite genre ever, and that is fantasy romance. But it's not fantasy romance as I have ever encountered it before. It is fantasy romance where the fantasy plotline is equally as good as the romance plotline, and that is what I like. So I've been struggling to find books in this genre, because normally you'll have an author who's really good at writing romance, and the fantasy just isn't good, or you'll have like an author who's really good at writing fantasy but the romance is just not good. So I've been thinking about wanting to read these books for a while, like fantasy romance books, but I didn't know what I was looking for, because romance as a genre is not something I read a lot of. A lot of fantasy I read has romance in, but not where the romance is like an adult romance or a new adult romance and is really compelling, that gives me the feels that Sarah J Maas romances do. So I googled best fantasy romances. As you do on Goodreads, you get like the ones that people have been reading recently, which was stuff like Serpent and Dove, but that's not the kind of thing I'm looking for here. And you had like recent releases in fantasy romance, which again, I don't think there was anything on there which was the kind of thing I was looking for. Then I went on to popular fantasy romances. I will say first, I don't know whether it was A Court of Thorns and Roses, Mist and Fury, or Wings and Ruin, but one of them was on that list at number 3. There were 2 things above it, and when I saw that ACOTAR was on that list and there were things above it, I had to. So I went onto eBay, I made a second-hand purchase, and this cover is disgusting. I hate it. This was a complete cover buy, not a cover buy, it was like an impulse buy after I had just watched the first episode of Carnival Row, because I just need that fantasy romance in my life. I'm thirsting for it right now, guys. It only cost me £3. It's a second-hand book off eBay, and the cover is terrible, but it was rated number 2. So I thought, you know what, let's have a foray into fantasy romance. So I bought, I don't even know what it's called, Lord of the Fading Lands by CJ Wilson. Now this author I think has 5 or 6 books out. It looks terrible, I know, but it's highly rated. It had like a 4.16 rating on Goodreads or whatever, and I'm about that. So I don't know anything about it. People went into it expecting like romance, but the fantasy was really good, or people went in expecting fantasy and the romance was really good, and it's just generally highly rated all round. So I picked this up, and I'm really excited to read this. I would never have picked this up if I'd have seen it in a shop. It's just because I did the research into fantasy romance. So I'll read you the back, because I don't know what it's about. I just looked at the reviews and it was on that list and I wanted it. Okay, they've written this out really weird. They've done like the synopsis and then like the blurb, like review things in between bits of the synopsis. So let me try to read this. Once he had scorched the world, once he had driven back overwhelming darkness, once he had loved with such passion, his name was legend. Yes, please. Now 1,000 years later, a new threat calls him from the fading lands back into the world that had cost him so dearly. Now an ancient familiar evil is regaining its strength, and a new voice beckons him, more compelling, more seductive, more maddening than any before. As the power of his most bitter enemy grows and ancient alliances crumble, the wildness in his blood will not be denied. The tyrant must claim his true mate and embrace the destiny woven for him in the midst of time. I need this. I want to read it right now, and I know that I shouldn't because it's not even small. It's like 400 pages. I'm assuming that this is adult. I'm assuming that we're going to have at least a little bit of sex in here, even if it's not explicit. And I'm also assuming that I'm gonna enjoy this romance. I saw one negative review, or like somebody didn't like the trope in this but liked the book anyway despite not liking the trope, and it has like a destiny, like instant soulmate kind of situation going on, which I don't mind if it makes me feel some things. So we got this ugly little bad boy, and we are excited to read this. We are. So that's that. I think that's all I've got for you right at this minute. Oh wait, no, I'm not leaving yet. I'm gonna show you what we've done with the room because it's so cozy and I love it. Okay, so this is the door, obviously, and I have my Emposia blanket. I need to get some overdoor hooks, but over here we have my shitty old laptop that's on the verge of death, and my desk area and stuff. Let's get a bit more light in here. That's the lamp that I bought that I keep forgetting to show you, and my reading poncho is there, but sadly it seems to have been replaced by this beautiful creature. And then that, I didn't tell you when I showed you the room originally and it was in, but this is a vintage chair. It's quite old and it came from my dad's house, my granddad's house. Over here, hey, still got these shitty ugly blinds and this awful chandelier, which to be fair, it'll do for now. But we have my mantelpiece with, that's one of my candles that I made. Can we not focus on me? She's the Pale Daughter one, and this is the Mia Funko that came in the Dark Dawn Blades and Blades special edition box. Over here we got just candles that I've bought. This is a card from Jessie from Bow Ties and Books, and ooh, sorry Jessie, put that back. This one is from Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction, and then I've got bookmarks. They're from that Illumicrate box as well. My wood marks are in this one. And on this side we have another one of the candles I bought. This card, oh actually both of these are from Autumn, and this is Miscellaneous Bookmarks. That's a cross stitch one. Waterstones Amsterdam. Jessie made me that, and then all my book depository ones and stuff are in there as well. And then of course we have the TBR card. I've added a little bit. We've got some magnetic bookmarks. I actually flipped this around because I needed to put these two books in like this. My book sleeves are down at the bottom, and yeah, that's all of that stuff. And then that is a castle that I painted. I don't know why I'm showing you every little detail. I've dumped all the crap that I haven't sorted out yet over there for now, but it looks reasonably tidy. This is standing in for an end table until I buy one. And then we just have my sofa. That's also from the Blood and Blades box. That one is a Shelflove crate one, I think. And that one is from the Fae Crate Kingdom of Ash box. But this is all cozy. Then we have this bookshelf. Still need to go through all of my subscription boxes, empty them all out and flat pack them down. But we've got my classics on top, then manga, Cassandra Clare, which I don't want a dedicated shelf to her, but I just happen to have a lot of her books right now because I do like the Mortal Instruments. I haven't read the Dark Artifices, I've read the Infernal Devices. These are my candles from Meraki, which have been out of business for quite some time now. And I have one from Bookish Burns. This one came in the Kingdom of Ash Fae Crate, and Ryan bought me that Book and Nook one. Sarah J Maas, my queen. Just a little bit of decoration. The shelf isn't final, I've just shoved stuff on. They're large paperbacks and graphic novels. Children's books are going here, but most of them are in my TBR cart at the moment. And then these are just like miscellaneous books at the bottom. That's a little stack for my next unhaul. And then we have this beautiful Mary Poppins bag that Bev got me. There's my Rowan plushie from Throne of Glass. And just that bookshelf. I have done actually, I've got my illustrated Harry Potters here now. And the Game of Thrones editions that Gav bought me, which are beautiful. Bookopoly cards. And Ryan bought me these last Christmas. They're like Nevernight playing cards. I got some vintage lamp up. That's the lampshade I bought in B&Q when I was with Ashley that she convinced me to buy. And then here we have the area where I was just sat. My ring light is kind of going to live here, but just like pushed further back a bit. Bookopoly lives down there for the time being. And then we have the bookshelves. So yeah, everything's looking pretty sweet in here at the minute. And it's very cozy, and I'm really happy with it. I'm just so happy, and I'm happy that it's done. So now I can't remember what I was saying before. I just decided to do a random reading room tour, but I think I was saying that I was getting ready to go to bed. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna read some Castle in the Air, and I'll see if I can get up early enough in the morning to check in with you before my visitor arrives. Hey guys, so I have to admit I'm coming at you a little bit late in the day considering that I'm participating in a 24-hour readathon right now, but I had the visitor, which I realised I started editing this vlog at the beginning of the week. I said that Curtis's mum was coming to visit, and then I'm being really coy about who the visitor is. Curtis's mum came, she got here at 12, she left at 4, so I had a bit of a chat, but I did also come back into here and do a little bit of reading. I have finished a book now. I finished Castle in the Air by Diana Wynne Jones, but I did only just finish it and It's the only thing I've read so far today. I gave that book 4 stars, but it is a 3.5. I'm torn between 3 and 5 stars because I liked the beginning because I was getting a lot of Aladdin vibes, and then I liked the ending because that was when kind of like Howl and Sophie came into it and the characters were moved to a setting that I was more familiar with from Howl's Moving Castle. But I didn't like the middle section. I was kind of bored throughout the middle and I was like, okay, can we get to the point kind of thing. There are a lot of fat phobic comments in that book. There's a point where the main character Abdullah's relatives are trying to find him wives, and they get these 2 girls who are fat, and he is essentially nauseated by them because they're fat, and they come into it a little bit later in the story, and that's the bit that like I've just read. I read the other bit like a few days ago, and it's like he patted her on her plump arm. Yeah, very fat phobic comments in there. Not something that like I get offended by or anything, but obviously it's not cool. But it was written in 1990, which doesn't make it okay, but it like, you know, like this shit happened all the time. It wasn't okay, it wasn't cool, but it happened and there's nothing we can do about it now. So there was that. And I really like the way that Diana Wynne Jones tells stories. I like her writing style, I like her voice, I like her whimsy and how it's almost like fairy tale-esque or like old-fashioned children's story-esque in the way that the story's told, similar to with Mary Poppins. I just missed Howl and Sophie, and even though they were in it, they weren't the main characters, and I didn't really like Abdullah all that much. And I think that the little like cultural appropriation in how people in the Western world see people from the rest of the world, or did see people from the rest of the world, it was just a little bit outdated in that aspect. And my camera battery is flashing. I don't really want to swap that out right now. So yeah, I gave that 3.5 4 stars. I enjoyed it, but Howl's Moving Castle is so much better. I won't stay long because of my camera battery, but I am going to be starting Northern Lights by Philip Pullman. Didn't say yesterday, but another reason that I want to read this ASAP is because I want to catch up on the show that started on the BBC. So I will be starting this soon. But before that, I'm just going to go and pack a few candle orders. I'm kind of going to stagger it out through the rest of the evening because I have a lot to do. And when I've packed those candle orders, I'm gonna go get a shower, and then I'm going to be reading 3 by J. Kristoff. Now, if you don't know, this is a deleted scene from Nevernight, and it was the pre-order incentive. It came with these special edition boxes. I have 2 copies of this, and it is smut. You guys know from yesterday that I'm thirsting for some fantasy romance, and I think that J. Kristoff does write really good romance, even though for it to be fantasy romance for me and the kind of thing I'm like looking for specifically, it would have to be more romance heavy. Not that I'm faulting the Nevernight series for not being romance heavy, because that's just not what the book is about, but J. Kristoff can write a seriously fucking good sex scene, and that is what I need in my life right now. And as well as that, I've been meaning to read this since I finished Readathon, and I kind of just keep forgetting it exists. So while we're doing this 24-hour readathon, and while I've just remembered that I still need to read this, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll let you know how thirsty it makes me essentially. But I'm very, very excited to read this. Now that I've got that update over with, camera battery still flashing, I gotta go, gonna go get on with some stuff, and I will let you know how I feel about this beautiful, beautiful 40-page sample of smut. I just finished 3. The 24-hour readathon has ended now. It's almost 1 AM. I can't tell you anything about it because it's a deleted scene, and the way that it's placed, like where it would be in the book, is right before like a super big spoilery chapter. But it was some really good smut, and it's what I wanted from the series. I mean, J. Kristoff says in the beginning, and it's completely true, that this couldn't have been included because it was just not plausible, but there's a particular thing that would have been included, like a relationship between characters, that is something that a lot of people want more of in books, but doesn't personally affect me. It's kind of like a, can I just say it? I don't know. Polyamory. It's polyamory, okay? I don't thirst for polyamory in books, but this is the one instance where I would have stand it. So yeah, it's called 3. Like, you guys, you can guess, it's smart. It's called 3. polyamory. It's the good shit. But yeah, I can't say anything about it, but 5 stars. Really excited for J. Kristoff's Empire book, and if it doesn't have a romance and some smut, then I'm cancelling him. Just kidding, I would never do that to Jay. As I said, it's 1 AM. I want to get up at 9 in the morning, so I should probably go to sleep, but I will take... I threw it on the floor. Where's it gone? I will take Northern Lights with me because I still am going to start this weekend. Probably won't finish it tomorrow because Gav will be here, but it is still the Magic of Christmas weekend for Believeathon. So this will be the book that I start for the Magic of Christmas weekend, and then this will be the book that I read next week so that I'm hitting the Believeathon challenge of reading 1 children's book per week. So I'm gonna go to bed, and tomorrow Gav will be here, so we'll have a bit of Gav action, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. You recorded?
Oh man. Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Becca, and today I have for you Bookopoly, yeah bitches.
You're having a nice time.
I'm having the best time. This is like famous from where I'm from. Everybody knows Becca's Bookopoly. Every time I go down to do pub night, pub crawl, you know, everyone's on the Bookopoly. Shots. Ooh, that would be a great drinking game.
A paranormal shot.
Shot an ebook or audiobook. Oh, this is so beautiful though, isn't it? I just didn't realise how bendy it was. It's like very bendy.
Oh, it's made out of 2 pieces of cardboard sellotaped together.
And nobody's ever seen the other side of it. Ruined the illusion. And I designed all this myself. Is it recording? How do you know it's recording?
It says recording in the corner. I'm pretty sure we've had this discussion before.
Oh, is it recording?
Yeah.
How do you know?
It says record on the corner.
I always forget. So today I'm just gonna show you Bookopoly because it's the only thing worth showing in this shot. Of course there is Becca, but she doesn't want to be in the camera right now, do you? Do you? Oh my gosh. Oh. That was so sensual.
Oh, thank you.
What can we play? Let's play a game. Let's play a game.
Are you gonna lock me in? Lock me in the cellar and try and kill me?
No, I wouldn't try and kill you.
Okay, that's good.
I just play with you. I'm not scary at all, I promise. Yeah, I'm dying for a wee again.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, should we take a picture and then you can go away?
Yeah, I want a picture.
Okay.
And did you make this with instant as well?
Instant coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I love it.
Hey guys, so I was literally just so close to going to bed when I hung my coat up, felt in my pocket, found my camera and realised that I hadn't closed off this vlog. So I'm going to do that really quickly now because I don't have too much information to tell you. Gavin left at 7, it's now like 12:30 AM and I have packaged some candle orders. I do have a 20% off sale on candles at the minute. It will be for the entire week, so I think this vlog is going up Tuesday, Wednesday. The sale will end on Sunday, so if you need to do any Christmas shopping then I would advise that you do it now because this is my pre-Christmas sale. I'm not sure if I'll be doing another one, maybe in December, but if you are international then I really could do with having your orders in before the end of November just to make sure that I can get them to you on time. So there is a 20% off sale running on those. Regarding my crowdfunder, which I haven't addressed in this vlog, I'll talk about it a little bit at the beginning of next week's vlog just because this one is already pretty long, but I have started a crowdfunder to upgrade my laptop, which is dying, as you may have noticed from what I've been saying in this vlog. It is dying, it's dying, and I want to get an iMac because that is the piece of equipment that I need to be able to make YouTube videos more efficiently. So I have done that. All of the reasons why and etc and how it's going to work is on the crowdfunder page. I will link that in my description box. I'm aiming to run the crowdfunder till mid to late December or at the latest into January, and then I will be going getting a computer, but all of the information for that is in the crowdfunder, and up until I actually close that crowdfunder the link will be in the description box of all of my videos if anybody would like to contribute. No pressure, no obligation. I will keep making YouTube videos. You will have access to all of my content for completely free forever. But if you do wish to donate across the holiday period as an alternative to my Amazon wishlist, or if you just want to donate, then the link will always be in my description box. And in that crowdfunder so far we have £194 I believe, so thank you so much to everybody who has already donated. I hope that you continue to love the content that I put out, and I thank you so much for helping me upgrade this piece of equipment. I had a great day with Gavin today. As you saw from the little bit of vlog footage, we didn't do any proper vlog updates, but we did get a photo and we had a nice snuggly afternoon drinking mochas and just chatting bullshit really, essentially. That's all we ever do. So I had a lovely time with Gavin, and thank you so much, Gav, for coming to visit me. I hope to see Gavin again very soon, maybe next month or early January. Still reading Northern Lights. I'm not going to tell you what this is about right now because I am 66 pages into this and I'm still not 100% sure what's going on here, but I am enjoying it very much. I'm getting like Harry Potter vibes, not in the story at all, but the way that it's told, as this is very much a book that can sort of go across all age ranges. It is a children's book, but the way that it's written is so beautifully atmospheric and is very adult in a way. So I'm really appreciating this, and I think I'm going to absolutely love this book. I am going to solely read this until it's done, I think, and then pick up the Mime Order afterwards. So hopefully I'll have read a little bit of this tomorrow, and when I come to start next week's vlog, I can give you a little bit more information about what this is about. So that is it for this week's reading vlog. I hope you have enjoyed this one. I think it's going to be a good one from what I've edited so far, which isn't very much, but yeah, I think some of the clips I've done, I've given you like a good varied vlog this week with a lot of content. So I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have made it this far, please don't forget to like this vlog if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go and nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.